It all kind of makes sense now. I've just read this article from Fandom Wire talking about Will Smith on how he met Jada Pickett Smith. I've not really talked about them at all when it comes to like the slap and how that Jada has really kind of messed Will Smith up. Like 100%, I generally think that she like really got into his head. And when you see videos of how they are interacting and what they do, I can now with whole honestly think that this article has brought everything round, and Jada has waited to get tons of revenge on Will, destroy him for this thing. Now, again, I could be completely wrong, but it just feels like when I go through this article, I'm going to read it. Normally, I would just kind of paraphrase or kind of give my thoughts, but I'm going to read this and then we're going to jump into another Jada Smith story in the same one. Say like someone goes through entire life to get that one piece of revenge, destroy them, and then when they're down on their luck, turn around to them, say the one word to them, and then they all realize and be like, I got you. It's one of those villain moments. I'm sure it's like a South Park thing or something like that. What up, Schwarty? Will Smith's horrible attempt to flirt with Jada Pickett Smith after she was humiliated for a short height in an audition. And you can imagine, right, I'll give my thing at the end. When a couple shares their love story, it can be heartwarming and inspiring, but sometimes the details of their romantic encounters can also be embarrassing or cringeworthy. It is well known that Jada Pickett Smith, an actress and Red Table Talk host, reportedly been turned down for a part in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but instead of helping her recover, her now husband, Will Smith, made an awkward attempt at flirting that only made the wound even worse. Jada Pickett and Will Smith got hitched in 1997, 3 years prior when they first met. It was not love at first sight, at least not for the 51-year-old actress and the talk show host. Moreover, her actor husband recalled the first chat he shared with Pickett Smith in his autobiography, but the conversation wasn't pleasing at all. To put it simply, the mother of two gave an audition for the role of Smith's girlfriend in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. However, Nina Long eventually won the part of the 5th season of the program. Will Smith approached Jada Pickett Smith the wrong way. Let's establish the situation. In Jada Pickett Smith's account, she appeared for an audition for a role in which she would portray Smith's character's love interest. However, she was informed that the makers couldn't continue with her because she was too short for the scene. The reaction probably devastated the 51-year-old actress. Later, Will Smith chose the exact wrong opening line considering his wife's audition sensitivity. He wrote in his autobiography that he unfortunately said to her, "What up, shorty?" I said, poorly choosing my descriptive. That's right. That's literally what it is. Can you imagine, like, after Will's crying, he's on the floor, like literally, like he doesn't know what to do. Jada crouches and just goes, "What up, shorty?" And then that's it. And she walks away and he goes, "Oh my God, is that?" And she's like, "That's right, Will. I played this from the beginning. No one insults me." I can imagine this being the ultimate villain story right there. Whatever, and what move, she said, gesturing me away with the swat of her hand, and with that, she was gone. I have no idea what she said, but I'm guessing so. I have no idea what she said, but that's the thing. The King Richard actor then freely admitted that he was in love, even though it took his wife a while to reciprocate his feelings. He stated, "That was the first time I ever saw Jada Pickett. It was love at first sight." Jada Pickett was not the first actress of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Will Smith explained that although approaching Jada Pickett Smith might have seemed a bit hasty, it had actually become something of a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air tradition. When casting female guest stars, Smith, as well as Alfonso, who played his cousin Carlton Banks, would always do their research. Well, you didn't on this one. She's out for revenge. The Bad Boys actor wrote, "Have you seen those National Geographic documentaries on the Afghan salmon migration? The ones where the hungry brown bears stand in the middle of the river, waiting for the salmon to jump up out of the water and directly into their mouths? That's how Alfonso and I used to stand outside the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air casting. According to him, every black actress in Hollywood made the pilgrimage through those hallowed halls." It's a bit kind of creepy, though. Well, it's a bit kind of creepy. Well, it also didn't matter if Pickett Smith wasn't selected for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because later she ended up getting a good opportunity. She played the significant roles in the films like Set It Off, The Nutty Professor, and The Tales of the Crypt presents Demon Knight. And should we need to mention, she ultimately got much more of a significant role in Smith's real life. Despite the Men in Black's actor just literally just throwing it, just say Will. Just say Will. Despite the Men in Black actor's attempt to flirt with his wife may appear innocent at first, it actually reveals some negative behaviors that can harm a relationship. Like any form of communication, flirting also requires sensitivity, respect, and sincerity to become successful. But yeah, like, I just think that that's just the way that it starts her role. She's like, I hate this man. This man made a mockery of my height. So therefore, I'm now going to destroy him much later on. That's how we're going to do it. And yeah, that was it. I think that's the origin story. Here is another article about Jada, and I'm a little bit kind of like, It says, I put my hand on his chest and rubbed his chest. Will Smith's wife feared she would get sued for sexual harassment, said sorry to her co-star Matt Bomer. Jada Pinkett Smith could not get her hands off her co-star Matt Bomer in the Channing Tatum's Magic Mike XXL movie. The actress joined the project in 2015 when she played Romy, the nightclub owner. Being surrounded by fit, attractive men, Smith got a little excited. Now, I'm probably going to make another video on this because with reading that, I feel like that's wrong, so let's continue. The Gotham star was married to Will Smith, but that didn't stop her eyes from wandering elsewhere. The show featured a bunch of male strippers, which was, from the actress, difficult to resist. Jada Pinkett Smith apologized for touching Magic Mike XXL co-star Matt Bomer. While appearing on the Late Night with Seth Meyers, Jada Pinkett Smith admitted she was a mom, I don't know, with that she saw in the makeup room, and part of her wanted to give in to temptation. So I walk on the set for the first time, my club, and at my club, it's just chocolate tastiness. It's just 10, 11, 12 chocolate men getting greased down by the makeup department. And literally I walked on set and my knee buckled. Now, could you imagine if, say, for example, it was someone else, it was like, say, Matt in this one, and he said the exact same thing, but with women, and, you know, how fast the media would rip her apart. But yeah, again, I've not seen anything talked about it, so I find this a little bit weird. The attraction was so strong that all she could think about at the time was to surrender to her feelings of passion. And again, if a man said this, oh my God, like he would be slammed by everyone, but no one seems to be talking about this. And for the first time in my life, that other head below started talking to me. Procreate, 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 procreate. My top head was like, Jada, there is not a Will Smith on this set. You can't procreate with nobody. Thankfully, Smith was able to control herself, although she got a little carried away and gave in to a little impulse. She caressed her co-star Matt Bomer, one of the male strippers in the film, more than a couple of times, Smith revealed via on air with Ryan Seacrest. I was glad that he didn't sue me for sexual harassment, because every single time I saw Matt, my first thing was I put my head on his chest and rub his chest and say, hey Matt, and I realized if he did that to me, it would be a problem. So I really had to take a day and apologize. I was like, you know, I realize every single time I see you, I touch your chest, and that's not right, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Smith came to her senses and pondered on her behavior, and that if the tables were turned, it would be a different story. Fortunately, Matt Bomer did not sue the actress and was totally cool about the incident. Jada Pinkett Smith reflects on the role as a nightclub owner. Jada Pinkett Smith was convinced by Channing Tatum to join the Magic Mike XXL after seeing how sincere the actor was with the story he wanted to tell. She acknowledged his influence in the adult entertainment industry and how courageous he was to tackle this subject in public. Speaking about her character in the movie, she told Daily Mail that she tried to make it more feminine and it was originally written for a man. What I tried to do with Ronnie is communicate strength differently, from a place that is a lot more feminine, a bit more soft open. This is not the first time Collateral star played a brothel owner. She also portrayed the wicked nightclub boss Fish Mooney in Gotham, and commented that the most exile thing talking about is allowing a person to express different realities of life without actually being in them. So, could you imagine Emma Stone was there and Matt did this and like literally just put his hand on her breast and just rubbed them and went, I'm sorry I did this type thing, or literally walked in buckled that he wanted to like procreate with all these girls, like literally. They would be calling for his cancellation. He wouldn't be allowed to work in Hollywood whatsoever. And yet Jada does this and is absolutely fine. Like, I generally thought that this story wasn't going to be anything, but now reading it, it gets me really angry. The fact is that we're not holding up Jada to the expectations of what everyone has done if this was a male at all. And this is really fucking horrible. This is a sick story. Like, not sick, but it's sick to make me think, where's the cancellation? Where are people talking about this? How is she not actually apologizing out there properly and just this is hidden away? Anyway, I'm going to make another video on this because I'm going to be repeating myself. I just need to kind of like talk about this. So I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you very much for watching and I'll catch you in the next video.